school, in your family, in your life, in your future, starting now. Yes! Tell me that! I am so grateful for Iola Jolayemi, his amazing vision, his dream of creating a free summit for you. For you. Don't take this lightly. Thank you, my brother. His amazing wife, Shady, the members of the Swift Think team, the fantastic speakers who gave their time to be here with you. Stand by. For you! Do you feel informed? Yeah. Stand up right now. Turn to your neighbor, turn behind you, tell them you feel informed. Do you feel inspired? Tell them, you know where I'm going, tell them you feel inspired. Do you feel excited? Tell them you feel excited. Do you feel motivated? Tell them you feel motivated. Now tell yourself these same things. Yes. Yes. Have a seat. Give yourself a round of applause. Thank you for being committed until the end. It's not easy to come in the morning. Some of you probably got up at 5 o'clock in the morning, got dressed, thought about what you were going to wear. Maybe you had some questions, maybe you didn't know what to expect, but you came. You came here on faith to see what can I take away. And oh my gosh, ladies and gentlemen, and I do call you ladies and gentlemen because a lovely Nigerian philosopher named Temitope Joseph said that his father told him to kill the little boy and become to live the man. It's time to get rid of those little girls and those little boys that we were. Now, I don't mean for us to lose the enthusiasm of a child. No, keep that. But it is time to get some responsibility. I'm sorry, it's time. Take some ownership. It's time. You're here because you're self-disciplined enough to get yourself up from wherever you are. Brave the rain. Find a mode of transportation and come in to the Musan Center. On the island. Who lives on the island? Who lives on the mainland? It's not easy. I know a little bit about traffic here. And it's not easy. Congratulations to you, to yourselves, because so many things have been spoken. So many things have been said about what can be done. Digital is the new economy. Digital is the leveler. Digital, as Jimmy Toy said, is omniscient. You can reach so many people so quickly. It's inspiring. It's motivating. It's encouraging. guess what? Stand by. There are opportunities. Yay! The New York Times says that for the next generation, that would be y'all, about 65% of the jobs haven't even been invented yet. How many of them might you invent? How much of the creativity that's been spoken about, the innovation that's been spoken about, will be born from you. You notice this theme here, right? What do I keep saying? You. You. In your seat. Each of you. What's your goal? What's your dream? How are you going to achieve it? How are you going to achieve it? Because even if every one of you at this moment is inspired and is motivated, if you don't take that first step, you won't be able to have that success story like Deal Day, like Jobberman, like Swifty, like Jimmy Toway, like the others who have been so remarkable in sharing so many things that you can do. Yes, do you believe me?
Yeah.
Do you really?
Yes.
So, okay, how do we wrap this up? How do we get excited? Where do you fit in the digital economy? Do you have a kernel of thought? You don't have to have it all thought out right now, as was demonstrated in some of the idea session that was taken on earlier. Not every idea might be the idea, but the point is to start having and thinking and writing down ideas. I'm a huge advocate, encourager, supporter of writing things down. It's not enough, ladies and gentlemen, to write down notes in a class. That will help you get your grades, and that's fantastic. That is one goal, to graduate. But as you've heard from others, it's not the only thing. To write down your goals, your personal goals, and have structure to achieve them. Why? Because if you sit in here and you were so diligent to come all the way here and listen for hours and let this emotion blow away, then you've missed it. Don't let this knowledge filter out when the sun sets. And you know this. How many of you have been to a session or a workshop or a revival before? Bring it, let's see it. Who's been to a leadership seminar or a think tank workshop or a session or, I don't know, how many times have you gotten that high? Woo! I'm on fire for fill in the blank. You look to the person that we're going to keep in touch. Write to me. Here's my email. Here's my Instagram account. Here's my Twitter. We're going to be best friends, BFFs, besties. I will keep in touch with you. I'm so excited. Then you get home, and your mom wants you to do something. Your dad wants you to do something. Your girlfriend wants you to do something. Your boyfriend wants you to do something. Your cousin wants you to do something. You have to go to a birthday party. You have to do some homework. And what happens? Nothing. I'm not saying it because I don't love you. I'm saying it because I do. Don't let this feeling go away and turn into nothing because the distance between knowledge, look at it, it heals, to action, the distance between knowledge and action, I'm only going to do it one more time because I will fall. The distance between knowledge and action rests on you. Do you believe me? Yes. Now, I always say this not to get you disheartened, but I tell you this because communications is one of the great ways to make that difference. You've heard the theme already. These people who spent time and spoke before you, they didn't do it alone. They didn't do it with capital investments, some of them financial investments, but they did do it with other people. Even if it was the auntie who would allow the group to come together and have that training and with her facilities, that's another person, right? That's communication. The people who can communicate their goals are the ones who are going to achieve. Write that down. The people who communicate are the ones who are going to achieve their goals, because if you have a goal and nobody knows about it, it ain't going to happen. More than likely, unless there's some, I don't know, miracle that occurs, and then if it happens and nobody is sharing in your service or your product or your idea, I'm not sure how that works anyway. Communications is the glue. Last week when I was on the live tweet session, the chat, to promote this session, the question came, well, what's the correlation between the digital economy and communications? Everything. Everything, because communications, no matter what industry you're in, those of you who can communicate well, if you're articulating in a meeting, if you're trying to get your job interview, as we were talking about, can you interview the interviewer? Wow, that's a challenge, but it's one that I think you are able to achieve now. The thing that I noticed, in addition to creativity and some other aspects, that all of our speakers have had in common is that they had a spark. They got a spark. They walk into the room. The guys on the couch don't have wings. They weren't born with tons of money. They look like normal guys. MI was fantastic. The other musicians are fantastic. Frankly, everybody looks like normal people to me, and that's a good thing, because what do they have that sets them apart? The spark of commitment and persistence and the ability to communicate their ideas. Are you with me on that? Yes. Now, put it into action first. Who's got a spark? Stand up. 1, 2, 3, 4. Come up here right now. First 5 people, come over here right now. Put it into action. Oh, awesome. Okay. Maybe I didn't think that through. Whoa, that was impressive. But that is the kind of can-do spirit that I am excited about. Give a round of applause. Give a round of applause if you mean it. All right, good job. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Thank goodness we got a lady. I know it's tough because they are aggressive, but we can make it. It's okay, ladies. And for those of you ladies who did stand up but didn't want to get trampled in the approach here, that's still okay. Let's put it into action. We're going to do a quick, hands-on communications training for these 6. Ready? Come right here. Hi, no, stand and face me. My name is Gina London. Henry, thank you for the first name. First of all, handshake, ladies and gentlemen. If you want to be in a global market, I'm going to tell you right here today, first lesson, do not do this. Do not give me the Nigerian limp fish. I love you. Do not do that. If you culturally understand that you're meeting your grandmother, limp fish all day long. If you are meeting someone from a corporate situation, please give them a nice, firm handshake like Henry did. A+, by the way. Very rarely do I get an A+, first round. Yeah, that's the guy. What it is, and I want you to think about this, ladies and gentlemen, you're looking out at that person, that's their first impression of you. How do you stand? How do you look at them in the eye? How do you give a warm smile, whether or not you mean it? Doesn't matter. You do it. Auntie Gina. And grasp their hand. When you grasp, it's not throwing somebody over like World Wrestling Federation. It is a pressure point with each of these 4 fingers. That's what you're doing. Okay? Because how many of you have ever been educated and trained around a handshake? It's not typical. But it is something that is part of communications. So I want all of you to stand up. You here too. Stand up. Everyone stand up. Stand up. I want you to turn to someone and I want you to grasp their hand nicely but firmly, engaged and warm, smile and say your name. Fantastic. Stay where you are. I know you probably all smiled anyway because it is fun, and that's what it's all about. Learning is fun. Engaging is fun. Think about this, you lovely people up here. When you smile, your brain actually is looking for the upturned muscles to send endorphins to your body, and that makes you actually physically happier. It actually makes you relax. It actually boosts a little confidence, whether or not, as I said before, whether or not you feel it. Your brain doesn't care, it just likes that muscle going up. So before you're going in for an interview, before you're walking into the Musan Center or the next place like that, tell your body you're going to smile. Do it right now, 1, 2, 3. Feel that relaxing. It's a physiological fact. I'm not making this up. Couple it with a firm handshake. Communications lesson number 1. Have a seat. Congratulations. Give yourself a round of applause. Henry, Mr. A+ handshake. Turn and face the audience. What's your goal?
My goal is to achieve.
Wait, what is that? Are you encouraging him or are you making fun of him? I can't tell. Calm down. Love you. Calm down. Henry, what's your goal?
I want to create a world-class company in Nigeria that enable students like me to be a part of the company that will be able to carry the world and the country at large, be able to make Nigeria a greater place.
You give a lot of applause. Thank you, Henry. Thank you. Yes, come here, young man. Hi, Gina London.
Sure.
Fabulous handshake, A+. Tell us your goal.
What actually my goal in life is actually to make the world a better place through the use of mobile applications by providing services which directly or indirectly save lives or may help people access services easily.
Thank you. Thank you. A round of applause. Off you go. Thank you. Next. Quickly. Hi, I'm Gina. Whoa. Okay, beginning. That was a little wishy-washy on the handshake. Little more grasp here. Do not give me that finger on my wrist. Don't do that.
Okay.
You are to take your You're squeezing with your fingers, not the... Okay. Good. That's it. There we go. Come on up. Let's hear his goal.
Well, my goal is to be a space setter in my field, medical field, and to be a vessel for blessing for others.
Thank you. Next. Gina London. Nice handshake. You don't have to do this. It's just a grass. There it is. C-R-A-S-P. Thank you. Or C-L-A-S-P. That's what I was confusing. What's your name, sir? David, let's hear your goal.
Okay, mechanic engineer by profession.
Fantastic.
I'm learning programming right now. My goal is to create solutions to mechanical needs in mechanical engineering.
Okay, fantastic. Are you giving him a bit of a grief because he's already got a job? But I'm proud of that. Good job. Okay. I'm not really sure what the feedback is. Yes, come on up. Keep moving forward. Hi, Gina London. Come on. Man, I've met you before. No, you weren't here last year. You look familiar. Okay, Solomon, come forward. A+ handshake for Solomon, first off. Yes. Solomon, what's your goal?
My goal is to help previous businesses in Nigeria to maintain their IT hardware that help to keep digital economy.
Thank you. Thank you, Solomon. Off we go. Two more. Stay with me, folks. Stay with me. It's going to make some sense back for you, too. There's a reason we're doing this. Okay, handshake. Very nice. I'm impressed. May I just tell you a word? I worked with some executives over the last 2 days here in Lagos. Executives in an organization. And I do not think I had as high of a percentage of first-time A+ handshakes from them as I do the next generation. Good job. What's your name? What's your goal? Tell everyone and please listen politely and encouragingly.
My goal in life is to add value to life.
Add values in life how?
Through provision of positive for human beings, anything that will add value, giving it to people.
All right, I'll take it. Round of applause off you know, thank you. Last but definitely not least, give it up for the ladies. Nicely done. Women, we can give a nice, warm, solid handshake. We can do that. It's not just a man's world. Yeah, I say that with love. Okay. What's your name?
My name is Joanne.
Dawn, let's hear your goal. Please come over here.
Okay, my goal is to effectively teach Nigerians Chinese language. Provide people that I have taught that can be referred to different companies and act as interpreters of translation.
Fantastic. Thank you very much, Dawn. Thank you. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, do you have a goal?
Sure I do.
Can you say that goal in the space or less than the digits of a tweet? Can you say that goal short, succinctly, compellingly, emotionally, add a bit of value proposition to it? I want you to take 10 seconds to think about how you would phrase that goal in your head, and then, yes, you've got it. I want you to write that down. Writing things down makes it tangible. It makes it more concrete. When we're just thinking, when we're just considering, we also have other things that are clouding our minds, right? A lot of times, we are not as focused as we think we are. We think, oh, I know what my goal is, and then a year from now, I still haven't made a step to achieve it. So and your goals are okay to change, but at least have a concrete idea of what it is you want to do. Make it for this year, make it for 5 years, but write it down. Do that, please. Not for me, for yourself. Communicating that goal is one first step you can take. One first step, getting that not just in your brain, but articulating it through your mouth, through your fingertips, to everybody you meet. Putting it, knowledge into action, turn to someone right now, tell each other your goal. Do that. Do it, do it, do it. Do it with enthusiasm, do it with excitement, do it with passion. If it's your goal, you should believe it. You should turn to that man next to you right there, you tell him your goal. If you're in a row by yourself, turn around. Okay, now back to me. Now back to me. The way you communicate is not something that you save for a special occasion. It's not something that you dust off and pull out of your pocket for that interview. No, no, no. Practice is what makes you communicate. You all can speak. Maybe you can't all speak Chinese, but you can all speak. Maybe some of you speak Yoruba, maybe some of you speak Igbo, maybe some of you also speak Hausa. I'm sure you all speak, but do you communicate? Are you ready with what you want to say? Are you listening to the other person? Are you finding opportunities to discuss and explore opportunities to add value to them? You might be a student, but you still have an ability to add value. Are you excited about that? Are you excited about that? You can communicate in a tweet. You can communicate via email. You can communicate on the phone, when you're speaking, when you're what's up. Let people know what you want to do. Let people know, because you might find ways to collaborate. That's exciting. There are so many ways. Don't just wait for the scheduled person-to-person meeting. Practice what you want to say. Think about the opportunity. Practice these things, and I mean it sincerely. The more people you can tell about your dreams, the more likely you're going to meet someone who's going to introduce you to someone else, who's going to get you to where you want to go. Guess what? The reason I am in Nigeria was because it all originated about 3 years ago with a tweet. A random tweet came to me. Now, it wasn't from a prince from Nigeria asking me to deposit money. It was incremental. Think about that, ladies and gentlemen. Sometimes on my Facebook page, I get random messages that say, "Please, Mom, I just graduated and I don't have a job. I'm so sorry, but I don't know you." Maybe you could begin to say, "Hey, I heard you speak at the Student Summit, and I'd really like for you to take a look at my resume." Or maybe I'd like for you to take a look at some writing that I'm doing, and maybe if I'm not too busy, I'll actually get a chance to look at it. The point here is, though, think about the incremental ways that you build a relationship. Many of you haven't been schooled or educated or trained about how to begin to develop a professional relationship. It's not by seeing that I'm online, that little green dot, and suddenly you go, hi. Hi, hi what? Hey, I know you're busy, but I just heard you speak. Those are the types of ways that you could engage, not just with me, but with anybody that you think would be of value to you and help you on your way for your goal. So, as I've been saying, what you do is up to you. What you do is up to you. Say it out loud. What you do is up to you. What you do is up to you. I was asked, what are some exact things that I can do? Okay, I'm going to give you 5. First of all, we just did 1. Write your goal. Put that in your pocket, put that in your purse, don't lose it, put it on your mirror, refer to it, look back at it, learn it by memory, write it down. I mean this. You think it's obvious, but how many people don't do it? Second thing, I know we were told that CVs don't matter, but better to have one ready and not need it than to be asked for it and you don't have one. Or worse yet, you have one and it sucks. Sorry. Your CV should be engaging. It should tell a story of you. Don't just give me boring bullet points and don't just use blah blah jargon. If you've got a certificate or a certification in digital training, fabulous, but tell me a little bit more about how you've used it. Your CV should be the story of you. Make it come alive. Next, and this is really important, visualize and write down names of people you'd like to meet. Do your Google. I love that. God or Google. Do your Googling and do some research about influencers in your field. They don't have to be in Nigeria, they can be somewhere else. The digital age allows us to reach out and follow on Instagram or follow on Twitter almost anybody. Find a way to engage. Start a blog and ask an influencer if they'd like to guest blog. I don't have all the answers, but I know if you don't do anything when you leave this room, nothing's going to happen. Write down the names of 3 people you would like to get connected to this year. Do that now. Do it. If you don't know, make 1, 2, 3 and 3 little lines and promise yourself you're going to fill that in. Next. Talk it up. Talk it up who you want to meet with. Talk up what you want to do. Find out if there are ways to meet these people in person if they're here locally. Find a way to engage. Communications is about relationships. No matter how you communicate, whichever form, whichever platform, it's about engaging. Those are the tricks and tips that I would say to the CEO of the largest company about how to better engage with his or her workers, other board members. This is something that, ladies and gentlemen, if you learn this now, you are golden. Communication sets you apart. So, what you do is up to you. But do something. The gap between knowledge and action is as small as you make it. But take a step. Don't get overwhelmed and not do anything. Don't get overwhelmed and don't do anything. Take the first step, which you've done. You now know how to handshake, you now know how to smile, you now know what your goal is. You can cultivate that spark inside of you. Don't forget, if you know you have a spark, you've got to be able to show that spark to me or whomever else. You've got to be able to reach from within and turn that spark on to show the enthusiasm and the passion that you have. That's what makes the difference. That's what makes coming to an incredible summit for students like today worthwhile is knowing that you're taking that spark inside you and you've got information and you've got motivation and oh my gosh, you have resources. You have so many resources as a result of this summit at your fingertips, and now you've got that plan of action to put it to use. That's what makes a summit like this so incredibly valuable, and so worth the time that it took for each of you to go through the rain, through the traffic, and come here to the Musan Center. I am so enthusiastic. SDMB said, why is she so enthusiastic? Because I'm passionate about what I see in Nigeria. I am passionate about the people whom I've met who are so committed to doing something not only for themselves, not just chop my money, but because they want to make a difference in their country, in their family lives, in the lives of others, to make this world a better place. Thank you so much. It's all up to you. Don't just clap for me. Clap for the other speakers. Clap for the students coming, visionaries, the swim team. Clap for the IT guys and the tech guys. And clap for our wonderful MCs. Clap for the camera guys. Most of all, clap for yourselves. Clap for yourselves. I'm clapping for you. Give yourself a round of applause. You can do it. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Let's have one resounding round of applause for Gina London. Wow. And we're having a great time here. Okay. Wow, I've never seen students so interested in lectures. There must be something that's keeping you guys here. I hope it's not the laptop. I'm sure it's more about content, what you're getting from this. And it's absolutely free. Once again, let's have a round of applause for our course Swift Thing that organizes this wonderful event. Before we get to the Champions League finals, yes, I know that's a lottery. Everybody wants to win 100,000 and 5 laptops. I would like to call on our sponsors to our other sponsors to leave a message. I'd like to call on Lilia Okafor from Lead Way Assurance. Can we have a round of applause for her?
I just want to get you. I'm alright. Okay.
Good evening. Yeah, I'm Lilia, Lead Way Assurance Company Limited. I'm so great standing in the midst of young, youth, handsome guys, fine-looking ladies. Actually, we are here to introduce some of our policies to the youth. We believe that some of you are already working, and some are yet to find a job. For the people that are already working, we have some policies. We have a personal policy, which you can save money, because most of our youth, they find it very difficult to save, accumulate cash. It's not as if you don't save in the bank, but you know what is involved in saving in the bank. Your ATM is always there, your checkbook is ready, and your withdrawal slip is always at the counter waiting for you to come and take your cash. But when it comes to insurance savings, it helps you discipline yourself. You are there to accumulate cash within a period of 3, 4, 5 years, 20 years. Some people do it for their retirement, to augment what they have for their retirement. So you are allowed to save towards whatever you want to achieve in future. Some of us want to buy cars in the next 3 years, I know. Because I know tomorrow is thank God is Friday, and some of us are going to spend like 20,000 naira drinking some bottles of beer. True or false? You can't tell me false. I guess if I get somewhere, I'm going to see you there. I think Friday team, but I don't stop my savings. So we are here to give you packages that will help you enable you save towards your future, especially your educational package. We have our family benefit plan, which some of us the radio. That family benefit plan is very, very necessary for all of us seated here. Because you cannot tell me that you don't have your 8 parents, and you know one good thing you do for your parents, give them a befitting burial when they are no more. That particular policy, excuse me, I want to explain something to you. As we are all working, we know how much is your earning. But this particular policy helps you that in case you are being called upon, mommy or daddy is no more there, what you have to contribute. Some of us will earn as low as 50,000 naira. Out of your salary, what can you offer? You can't just bring out the 50,000 naira and give to them. But if you have this policy with leeway, it's going to help you plan in such a way that if you are being called upon at any time, 1 million naira plus 25,000 is being given to you. Leeway is giving out a lot of money, a lot of claims. You can find out from brokers to know if the company pay claims. It's not as if we have other business, we have a general business, you can do your car comprehensive, you can do every other thing. You have your life insurance. Then for some of our youth, which we know that we are yet to find a job, some people came up here, told us about building income, being an entrepreneur. What do you think coming to partner with Leeway? Think about it. Leeway is always on my mind. Thank you.
A round of applause for Lilian Okafor from Leeway. I can see a lot of winners here. So your 10,000 naira, if you're lucky to win that 10,000. Yay! To Leeway. I'm sure the FCMP guys will be happy. We give you money now to move to Leeway. So Kolabo's next.
Yes, before we go to what we got called the Champions League Finals, where we're going to give out the remaining 3 phones to lucky winners. I don't think we're going to really throw questions. We could just pick people randomly, right?
No, well, they have to. Those phones cost a lot of money.
You heard him.
They have to earn it so they understand the value.
Oh, okay, and then SME still has okay, those are the phones. SME still has laptops to give out. We have 2 winners from yesterday. I think they answered some questions online, so we have their gifts as well. But just before we do that, I did tell you earlier that I work for Nigeria Info 99.3, and I'm a broadcaster with the station. And over time, I've been in the broadcast industry for roughly 7 years now. And over time, I see young people, especially those who are graduating from school, those who are still studying mass communication from different universities and polytechnics, and everyone wants to come and intern, hoping that at some point, they will get employed in the broadcast industry. So, can I just ask you here if any of you is interested in working on radio?